Good evening, everybody, fellow travelers on Starship Earth. It is I, trying to figure out how the buttons work. There we go. Should be pretty good. So, I am running kind of weird today. I don't know. I'm not doing so terribly good. I don't know. I feel out of sorts in some way. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is. So I'm sorting. Yeah. Maybe just pop in for a minute or two. We'll chat for a second, then we'll call it for the day because I'm just like sorting stuff. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even doing like good work. It's like stupidly futzing around. Come on here. So if you would like to just join for a minute and two and chat for a minute or two, move on. And that would be cool. You don't even have to do that. You want, we can just bow out right now. So, but I am being a serious space cadet. I'm sorting all of my pictures of Star Trek stuff because I have lots of Star Trek stuff. Yep. Just kind of being. I did change my lighting rig. I had the light up here, and that was okay, but it was shining onto my monitor, and I couldn't really do much with that. I couldn't see very well. The light would bounce off of my monitor and make things kind of difficult. So, that's me. And going through here and looking at all of these ships. Maybe we'll just do a short show tonight of we don't really want to mess with this. Because we don't want to mess with this. I'm feeling very... Ugh. I am, however, enjoying the fact that I am sorting my pictures. Some of these pictures are really cool, and I downloaded it off of the internet one day group, and it's like, well, so I'm kind of like doing this slow, just looking at things and going, is this even really worth it? That said, I also happen to know that there's no day show tomorrow, and the evening show, there's no evening shows on Friday or Saturday. So I also know that this is like my last chance to get stuff done or do anything. And I may not actually do anything because it may just be better to just kind of meh. And Kat is here, but I can't tell if I can hear Kat or not.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, I was just mumbling.
I was just trying to be polite.
Yeah, that's fair. I certainly cannot naysay you being polite. It's nice to have people being polite, so you know.
Yeah. I'm kind of in a mood, like a moody kind of mood, as Krabs would say, Mr. Krabs would say. Because I can't, like, I spent all this time, like, working on this character design for Aros, and then I had, like, the awful realization that he, like, I don't know if it still looks too obviously Polynesian.
David.
And, I was like, oh god, like, is this like even worse? Like, does it look a culture? Because, like, character design is the hardest thing for me. I hate designing characters. I hate it. It's not fun for me. I don't, and like, I don't like you. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to do is design characters, but it just goes to show that all of us are just really different people.
Yeah, but I've sank like 2 weeks. Well, I sank a week into it, and then I stopped looking at it because I was getting really stressed. And like, now that I look back at it, I'm just worried that it's not like unique enough. And I just, like, I have friends who do this for a living that I could go to for help, but I hate doing it. I should be able to design my own damn characters.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been putting me, like,
but it feels it.
I literally had all day to do stuff. Huh?
I mean, that's something that I have been kind of trying to struggle with myself. That's definitely something I struggle with, which is I know X, Y, and Z are not true, but I still feel it.
Yeah.
Sit all day long and say, oh yeah, guy, you are not a bad artist, but that doesn't stop me from still feeling it.
Exactly. Yeah, I know better, but like, and the other thing is I missed my therapy appointment yesterday. I overslept.
Oh no.
And I really wanted that therapy appointment, and now I have to go 2 weeks without one.
Right. I really like my therapist too.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm like, damn, that sucks. So just a weird day. Like, I thought I would be more productive today, and I think I slept. Gosh, well, actually, a better way to put this is I was only awake for 4 hours. And then I was swimming in one of those 4 hours, and then I went back to bed and slept for another 6.
Right.
I've never been this tired in my life.
You're getting also, hey Colton, you're also getting feedback from mom. Sounds like to me. Or not feedback, but we're getting that.
I did just open something.
That's a little bit better.
Okay. I wonder if it was my soda can that was sitting right underneath it. It might have made that static sound.
Well, sounds like a pulse almost. Hey, Brent. It sounds like it's going like a constant pulse.
Oh, let me switch mics. Let me see if that helps.
That's better.
Something's coming loose, and I just.
Oh no! But now you're really, really quiet. That's the only problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you turn up your. Yeah, it's like a Morse code. Says
Okay.
David. He's not wrong.
I turned it up to like 140, so hopefully that'll be easier to hear me.
Yeah, actually, you're much clearer now.
Nice. Okay, I'll just use this one. This one's closer to my face.
Yeah. I dig that one.
Yeah, because of my primary, because of the type of stand it is, and I have a Cintiq, it can't be in front of my face. Because my Cintiq is in front of my face. So I need to figure out a layout in my desk to make my mic easier to pick me up.
Brent, you can't have a tank. I'm just saying. Sorry. It's just the way the things go.
Hi, Miso.
Although, I can kind of understand the pursuit of a tank. I'm kind of afraid that if I decide to ever go back to Japan for any reason, I'm going to accidentally come back with one of those little Katora trucks. I just recently found out that the majority of them have a 2-cylinder engine. I mean, it's like they're just so adorably small.
Oh,
Fluffy. I love those things. I'm just like, they're so cute, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm also increasingly nervous about Viz because I sent them my stuff, and I sent the original. And I know it's gonna take time to get a response. I know it is. Like normal, functional me knows this. But I can see that they opened the file in Google Drive that I sent.
Oh no.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'm like, ah, like internal screaming because I know that it's being looked at, and my brain is just internally screaming. Hi, Miso. Would you like your spot at the computer? Are you actually gonna sit up here this time? Or are you gonna jump down like you did when I had dinner? Hi, babes. Let me get this out of your way because I know your tail will knock it off. Hi, Miso. Yeah. I'm gonna say hi to. Why are you like this today? She begs me, like she sits there and she pats at me and she begs me, and I pick her up, put her in her usual spot, and she jumps down. So I'm trying to figure out what she wants.
Yeah, Brent, I know you all too well. There is no chance you mean a water tank. I'm just saying. I mean, that would be like me saying I didn't say what kind of truck. You'd know exactly what kind of truck I want. Like,
do you want to sit in my lap?
We're around here.
What's going on, Miso? Why are you acting so weird today? What's going on, Miso? Why are you being so grouchy today? Okay, you wanted to sit in my lap. Okay, that's what this was. But anyway, yeah, like, I'm now doubting my entire character design for Aros. I haven't even done the other characters. I literally have only started Aros. And I still have my entire cast of characters I have to redraw. And now I'm like, I don't even want to do this. And so I've been ignoring it for the last week.
Mm-hmm.
Over starting pages. And now I realized, well, shit, you can't finish pages if you don't know what your characters look like. And so it's like, well, I have to, like, settle on something before you do your pages. So now and I've done as much writing as I can. Like, I've written the whole first volume, which is like it's 8 chapters. So it's like, well, now you have to go do your character designs. You have to do it. So, yeah, just been a really weird day today.
It is.
Usually I'm like chomping at the bit to get my drawings done, but today just like
Well,
nah.
and maybe you and I are just a little broken today. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Yeah,
we
oh
worked
yeah, there's
really
always off
hard
days.
and we need to let off here a little bit. I mean, because I work tomorrow, I work today. You know what I mean? It's like at school, and I'm in class, and I'm kind of like, I'm like, I'm just tired. Man, maybe we just need a day off. I'll sit here and and just kind of lay back and relax for a little bit.
Yeah. There's always like there's always going to be like weird days that things just don't work.
Yep. And we need to be okay with that.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice because it rained all day. It rained the majority of the day today. That's why I waited that's why I didn't swim very long.
Hey, Alfie.
And there's peepers out there. You know what I mean by peepers, right? Dog sounds. And it's actually kind of nice.
Right.
Because it was raining, and so now it's actually cool enough. It's only 24 C right now.
Oh yeah? It's 20 C here. How did it get cooler here than there?
I don't know. It's been in the mid-20s like most of the day today. Even with the rain, it's been in the mid-20s.
Ah, yeah.
Just warm.
That's kind of cool. Right?
Yeah,
it's just hanging up. Is good. I forgot to close these curtains right here, and I'm regretting my life choices because it heated up this room. This is my big glass door, and if you don't close the heat-retaining curtains, it turns this entire office into a convection oven, and the little AC thing can't do anything about it. Alfie's sick. Poor Alfie.
Uh-oh. Hope you feel better.
Yeah. I still like random things. I've got a tweet from Liz Klosowski, who is one of the set designers on Star Trek Picard. And she's like, we had to replace the glass because someone who shall not be named sat on it twice. I know exactly what she's talking about, Jonathan. Johnny has a habit of sitting on the consoles because he looks cool when he does it. So. Very entertaining.
Maybe it needs to be made of stronger glass.
Right? I never finish anything. I have a black belt in partial arts.
Partial arts? That's really good, actually.
I wish I came up with it, but I found somebody had said it online, so sadly
That's hilarious.
Partial arts. Yeah. So I am just sorting pictures of Star Trek. Because I download a whole bunch of pictures off the web all the time, and then I have to sort them in their correct locations. Specifically, I really love stuff that, and here is a rare, never seen before picture of this thing, like Chekhov in a spacesuit. Oh, came back from school camp, huh? He was never in a spacesuit in the series, but they did do a camera test with him in a spacesuit. So there's actual picture of him in a spacesuit, and it's like he never was in one. So that's kind of a rare, weird find. But us Trekkies, we love rare, weird finds. It's just one of the things we do. You know, it's who we are. Give a man a program, frustrate him for a day. Teach a man to program, frustrate him for the rest of his life. I have a feeling Brent feels that one in his soul. ADHD brains are fast, but the steering is difficult and the brakes are lousy.
Yeah, basically.
Truer words have never been spoken.
It's like song "What's This?" and "Nightmare Before Christmas" like explains it perfectly. Personally, what's this? What's this? It's like, brain, slow down, stop. The brakes are broken.
So true. Painful. Teacher, this isn't the kind of project you can do the night before and expect a good grade, right?
Oh, yeah? Is that a personal challenge, teacher?
Because then there's this.
Tell us how I see it.
Right, chuckling.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a personal challenge?
80 years. We're like, wait, is that a challenge? Because we could do that.
I hate to admit that a large majority of my stuff was done the night before, just because.
Oh, yeah.
Not because like I couldn't focus. I just didn't care. That was the only reason. Especially,
there comes a point where you.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say there comes a point where you kind of give up, and it's something I'm actually hoping I can kind of steer my kiddo away from, because I know that there will come a point where he'd be like, you know what, it's not worth the fight, it's not worth it at all, I'm just going to give up, and I don't want him to. So yeah.
Well, for me it was more like school in general, like, because I learned that, well, maybe I won't say it out loud. I don't need him hearing it. Like, my grades ultimately didn't matter. It just mattered that I passed.
Right.
Like, and that's, you know, like, once I reached college, it didn't matter. You know,
right.
I didn't think it did. So I was like, who cares? Because when I was in high school, I graduated and I was really anal about my grades in high school. But it drained me so much, especially with like all the home stuff going on. You know, because I felt like that was the only thing that I could like focus on and be proud of, other than like band. And I was in like 7 different school bands, and that was a lot.
That was a lot.
So like it, yeah. And then when I got to college, I stopped caring for some reason. Like, I just stopped caring because I'm like, well, if grades don't matter, like, if all that matters is that I pass, if my employer isn't going to care what my grade was, as long as I passed, who cares? And I stopped caring. And it was nice because I could finally like relax. Like, I knew if I needed to focus, I knew what my capacity was. And it's like, I don't have to devote 100% of my energy to this. So it was weird. I don't know if that's like the traditional like gifted kid problem, or if it's a ADHD problem. I don't know what it was. But like, I could focus if I wanted to.
Right.
But when I learned that I didn't have to, I stopped.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about, but
Well, and I mean, I had a problem not necessarily with that. My problem was that there got to a point where it was like, it doesn't matter what I do, it will never be good enough. You know what I mean?
yeah. See, I didn't feel that way. I knew I could be good enough. I knew I could work hard. I knew I could get amazing grades, but I was tired of burning myself out to get them.
Right.
So I stopped. I did whatever I had to pass, and then I did with the rest of my energy whatever I dang well pleased. Because I was tired of burning myself out for really good grades when in the end it didn't matter. Like whether I got a C or A, it didn't make a difference.
Right.
So I was happy with getting C's. And I didn't have any merit-based scholarships to care about.
Right.
First, because I didn't get any. So all of the scholarships and grants that I had were because I was poor.
Right.
So, like, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I hear that one too.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's a thing.
I'm gonna try a thing just to see how it looks.
I love that they brought the Genesis torpedo back for card. That means nothing unless you like Star Trek. Sorry. I am mumbling to myself.
No, it's
I
okay.
said I'm not really like, I'm in a weird state of mind. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
We're just vibing today. We're just vibing.
Yeah. Right? I love the reference to bunnies. That cracked me up. The Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode tonight was the musical episode, which could have been a complete disaster, but wasn't. It was actually really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So that was cool. Yeah, but what we're talking about is it could have been a whole lot worse, and it wasn't. So it was actually really cool. But it's clear that they were influenced by the Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode that was the musical episode. Just by the nature of the episode. And I will likely be singing songs from that for a long time. Very cool. Duderstadt version of the Wasp class starship. That was cool. Also speaking completely out of turn for no real reason whatsoever.
How dare you speak out of turn? I am so
Right.
offended.
You're so offended. You are.
How dare you? As I should be.
As you should be. As you should be.
Fight me! I bite my thumb at you, sir.
Right? Like the weird crap that they do. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just mumbling. Mumbling for no reason.
Me too. Oh, what if this went over that?
I am not gonna lie though, I was worried a little bit about that Star Trek Rhapsody. Because I thought that was going to be kind of weird, but it turned out to be good.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I'll have to ask my dad what he thought about it, because my dad watches. My dad's a big Trekkie too, so I'll have to ask him what he thought of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We usually talk on the weekends about the episode, because he's like, "Hey, Kat, did you see it?" I'm like, "No, Dad. Please tell me
I never
about it."
do. I don't know why you'd think I'd start now.
Yeah, like it feels like One Piece to me now. It just feels too much. I just I'd have to start somewhere, and there's just so much content to consume.
You're saying that like there's 859 episodes of Star Trek. Jeez, you're so weird.
Sadly, there's more of One Piece.
There, yeah. Still haven't caught up to One Piece yet.
It's over 1,000 episodes now.
Yep.
I think. Hi, Miso. What's up? Did you have a nice nap? Yeah. Did you have a nice nap? It's okay. It's just an owl or something. It's okay. No, you comfy now, baby. She does this thing where she stretches as she gets comfortable, and it's so damn cute.
Mm-hmm. No. It's the wrong ship.
What, babe? Did you want up? Do you want up now? Yeah? You can't walk that way. You can go this way. There you go, babe. It's just the AC, Miso. It comes on like twice an hour. You should know what that is by now.
Right?
She's like, oh, what's that? So I'm not drawing much. I'm looking up references.
Hey there, evac. Yeah, we're actually pretty good though, dude. Appreciate it.
Hmm?
He wants to help us with our graphics.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, sadly, we're all artists, so we're all broke. So I feel you on that one. I know you're just poking around looking for work, and I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
No, Miso, you can't walk behind it.
Whether you like it or not, it's not happening.
Yeah, she's like, please let me walk behind the tablet and knock over all your stuff. I'm like, no.
There we go. That makes you feel a little bit better. got my Imagine Effects magazine. Kind of curious what my says. Break out as a comic artist is apparently our discussion topic for Imagine FX this month with Catwoman.
Break out as a comic artist.
That's what the topic is for this month on Imagine FX. I really like to read Imagine FX. It's one of those where I can say I legitimately only read this for the pictures.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I used to collect them pretty hardcore.
I mean, like it. There's some good stuff in here. Like it's always good. And then I'll read the article on how to break out as a comic artist.
It's okay, Miso. What is it, Miso? What are you looking at? It's really scary when your cat's staring at something that you can't see. Like she's very intently looking at something. What do you see, Bab? What do you see? I don't know if I want to know, but what do you see?
While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently trotting across my chamber floor. "Thou hast eaten," I muttered. "I shan't feed you any more." Quoth the kitten, "Feed me more."
That's adorable. Look at us, still working
Yeah,
anyway.
I was going to give up and go to bed, and I'm still doing stuff. So clearly, I'm not going to give up and go to bed.
Yeah.
and the devil whispered in my ear, "You're not strong enough to withstand the storm." And I whispered back, "At least I didn't lose my golden fiddle to some hillbilly from Georgia."
I thought I was gonna say I am the storm. Which I am the storm. I can handle it just fine. You can't handle this?
It's not half as funny unless it does that one, and then you're like, what the heck is that all?
Right? At least I did. At least I'm not some bitch who lost my golden fiddle to some hillbillies. That's really funny.
No, that's good. Hey, Peugeot, how you doing? We are not doing good tonight as far as work goes. That's okay. You're doing better than me, though. Yo, do we call you Miki? Hi there. Or do we call you Sweet? Or, that's probably Chinese and not read in Japanese, so no, request isn't open tonight. I'm just tired, and I'm tired and I'm grumpy.
Didn't you ask this last night?
Yeah, I think somehow I've given the impression that that's what we do on this stream is requests,
Oh.
and we don't. I just sometimes like to do them because it's kind of fun. You know?
Miso, get down. Miso, get down. Get down. I don't want you knocking stuff over. Good girl. Right, and then this will be just a belt that wraps around it. Just comes up this way, comes up this way. How do I want to structure this? And this comes back on the back. Maybe this has like a clasp or something. Yeah, so this has a clasp underneath. And then there's another wrap around. Be tied. You're gonna go cook something? What are you gonna go cook? It sounds good. I am hungry.
Hey, you found it. Good job. Trying to figure out whether the water tree down there, the person who marked the name as Water Tree, whether they were Japanese or Chinese, because that changes the reading. I can see that it says Water Tree, but I don't know whether that's... I don't know what that is. Let's see. Encino Man, huh? I don't think I've seen that one in age. Oh, yeah. Mashed potatoes.
I found mashed potatoes, but they were the ube, like purple potatoes. Oh my god, it was so good.
Right?
Alright, let's try this. Let's redraw this again. Because my brain cannot be satisfied. At some point, I just have to stop doing character design and just.
You're gonna have to abandon it. You know, I say it all the time. You're gonna have to abandon it at some point.
Yep. Because this is what happens when you don't. You spend 2 weeks on the same project and nothing gets moved forward. I used to have a pair of these pants where the hem was really low like this, and I absolutely loved them. They were so comfortable. They were like the best pants I ever had. And eventually I did wear a hole in them eventually. Wow, Aros, you're looking a little thin there, hip-wise. A little too cartoonish. Because he's got no ass.
Yeah, that's about right.
There we go. That's better.
That's it. Concept. I think Kat's trying to redo some of the character designs, make them look a little less Rumiko Takahashi.
Yeah, when I did my portfolio review with Viz, one of the pieces, some of the feedback that I got was that it looked, my character designs and especially the faces looked too much like Rumiko Takahashi's styles, like Inuyasha, Ranma, Urusei Yatsura. Probably said that wrong. Urusei Yatsura. So, yeah, so that was one of the feedbacks that I got, and that the character designs needed to be pushed more. This was like a fantasy stuff, so she's like pushed the fantasy more. And I hate character design. I don't enjoy doing it. So I've been fighting with this design for my protagonist. I've been fighting it for like 2 weeks, and I'll show you like what I started from. Oh, let me turn these off. Where's my original? There we go. Here's what I started with. So, I mean, pretty boring. I mean, I guess basic. You can definitely see the Inuyasha in the face. So then I did this version, which I thought looked a lot better. And then after I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, that looks too Polynesian-ish, too close. Like after I looked up some of the clothes, just out of curiosity, I was like, oh yeah, that's too close. And I wasn't even referencing it. I guess I know what it looks like internally. So now I have references up for stuff that's like actual fantasy. I don't like European fantasy type clothes. I don't like it. I don't like them. And like I don't want Aros to look fantasy-esque, because if this place were real, it would be in Indonesia. It would be in the Javan Sea. You know, so, or not the Javan Sea. It'd be, well, like, it'd be near Christmas Island. It'd be like, what's the, like, the northwest coast
Easter
of
Island.
Australia. Yeah, right. Christmas Island was right. Like, around there.
Yeah.
So, like, that's roughly where it would be. And so, theoretically, it could have those influences if it were real. But the problem was I was too close to, like, she could pick out which specific cultures I had used. And so she's like, make it more fantasy. And so I'm torn, because it's like, how do I make it clearly influenced by these cultures, but still fantasy? Like, well, for me, that's difficult, because character design is a weakness of mine.
On the same token,
mm-hmm.
It depends on what are you going to resubmit to her?
I don't know. I've sent the editor the email with the original art. Basically, I guess I could read what I said. I don't even remember what I said. I wrote it in like such a panic of like, just get it done.
Right, but the reason I'm asking is because if you're not going to send it back to her, then she could just be wrong.
Well, I want to work with them. Like, that's the thing, though, is she didn't give me the next steps other than, like, here's what I would change. So my intention is to, like, send it back to her, and I asked her, like, let me bring it up. Oh, man, I saw Viz Media in my inbox, and I got excited. It's not them. Just an ad. I said, once here's all the feedback that you gave me, blah, 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 blah. Once I've completed those changes, would you be open to giving me some more feedback? And is there anything else that I can do or provide to you? You know, and then I mentioned, like, again, the Manga Plus contest, and that, like, I intend on working on this more, and I'm developing it more. And then I sent like my original the original document.
Mm-hmm.
And they've not responded yet, but I know they've looked at it because I can see in my Google Drive that that someone outside my circle has accessed the file, and they are the only person to have access to that file other than me.
Sure.
I haven't given access to anybody else. So, like, I would like to keep working on it and resubmit. They do have a pitch submissions portal that I might just formally submit to. But if they would rather work more directly with me and give me more feedback or whatever, like, I'm okay waiting to see if they give me specific instructions, and then I can follow those. But if they want me to just go through the submission process like everybody else, I'd be totally okay with that too. I just need to know, like, is there something specific that she would want from me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell me what to do and I will do it, kind of thing. And so I want to be ready, so basically I'm working on the feedback. I'm working on changing it according to the feedback that I received.
Fair.
And I don't enjoy drawing characters because of my EDD. I hate drawing characters because drawing characters is so much extra work for me mentally because of that. So drawing characters isn't fun like it is for other people because, I can relate to my characters, and I'm like, I literally can't. So like, it's like I relate to Aros. I've known him quote known him for 10 years now. But it's not like if you showed me pride and arrogance, a good pride and like a bad pride in a picture,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I could tell you the difference. That's what my brain does. I can't read body language and visual cues and facial expressions very well.
Because good old ADD is what it is.
No, it's emotional detachment disorder.
Mm-hmm. Which I think that some of us with ADD have something similar too.
For me, it's trauma based.
Oh, that's fair.
So
we don't go into details for that then. I'm good.
Yeah. It's the way it was explained to me, my doctor explained it to me, it was a lack of exposure as a child to proper emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And emotional regulation and validation, and so you never learned how to communicate with your own emotions and to recognize it in other people.
Right.
So that's something I'm having to learn as an adult.
Yeah.
And so it's
I feel like that's something that a lot of us also in ADD world have too, because I felt like crying was really weird for me for a while, and I thought it was trauma induced like yours, but it wasn't. It's just that sometimes you didn't read it very well when it happened around you or whatever, and so you just kind of like missed the entire thing. Not trying to take away with what you're saying.
No, that's okay.
But
it's a different perspective on a similar problem, and there's always more than one way to incur a problem. Yeah. So I find it interesting that there's similar, that I have similar problems. And who knows? Maybe that is a contributing factor for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it's like a double whammy. I don't know. That's totally possible, also.
Right. Well, I ordered my birthday present for myself.
What'd you get?
I went and got the Star Trek Strange New Worlds uniform top, the red, or what they call the Monster Maroon. Mm-hmm. Except that I got it in black. So there's an alternate version of it, alternate color set for it. So I'm all excited about that. While we were talking, that was one of the things. That was one of the things I was doing and not working.
How dare! I've been reference surfing. It's a really big eraser. I don't know how to write. Oh, I don't like hugs. I can't even stand being. I don't like hugs. I do not like being physically touched at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even going to the doctor is difficult for me. Like, I know they don't mean me any harm, but like sometimes just being touched by other people gets an extreme like emotional reaction out of me.
Right. Which is hard for people like me because I touch people all the time. Just like
Mm-hmm.
to give you like warning, I'm right behind you or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
passing behind you or something like that. I'll touch you just to say, I'm right here. And I get it. And I totally try to do everything in my power to restrain myself.
Right. And see, like, and I know people don't mean harm,
Yep.
but it's like it's like a instinctual reaction at this point. And so, like, sometimes when I was at work or not work at San Diego, like my coworkers don't know that about me. And so, like, I didn't want to seem really cold or mean by like reacting anytime that like
Somebody anywhere
like
near you, yeah.
yeah, and that's not something I don't want to like trauma dump on my coworkers.
Right.
So like I had to like when I first met them, like of course they want to give you a hug. Like, oh hi Kat, how you doing? And I'm like, oh fuck hug. But I was like, just grin and bear it, don't react, like the hug is coming, you will be fine, just take it. Like like maybe you can share that in the future. So but it was fine, and that's something that I'm doing is like it's okay, like you clearly this is not a threat, like just let the hug happen. So like that's something I'm working on, is to like you clearly this person is not a threat to you, just let it happen, like it'll feel nice afterwards.
Right.
Oh, I mean, Melvin was acting crazy. What the frick? Oh my gosh, I would have pushed her off my lap and I would have said, get away from me. Like, I feel like that's a situation you are more than justified to, like, physically, like, push somebody away and be like, no, go away. This is not acceptable behavior, lady. Not like in an aggressive way, just like, this isn't appropriate, go away. That's what I would have done.
Aw. I found a picture of me in the adorable van.
Adorable van.
Yeah, here, I'll show you. Look at that. I rented a K-van to move when I was leaving Japan. It's like you could see how small it was.
Oh,
It's just so cute.
Adorable.
I wanted to bring it home with me.
Oh. I imagine importing such a thing would be really expensive and extensive. Like, are you even allowed to bring stuff like that?
I know, I'm joking. I'm joking because of the size of these vehicles are so small. I keep joking. I'm just going to stick it in my back pocket.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? They're tiny.
Yeah, I think that would be absolutely adorable.
Yeah. You can actually see in the background right over here, there's another...
Another one.
Right? There's that little pickup thing. It's just so cute. They are
yeah.
adorable. They're so freaking adorable. I love these things.
Do you need, like, a special license to drive in Japan, or just an international license?
No, well, you can have an international license that lasts 1 year. Then you have to go get tested and do all the testing and stuff like that. And usually you fail because they fail people because they like to prove that they are.
I've heard that that the driving test in Japan is like extra brutal.
Yeah, it's not hard per se. It's that you will always fail the first time around, so that they can sort of show, I mean, it's
authority.
Yeah, authority. Respect the authority.
Is that a foreigner thing?
Yeah, it's a foreigner thing.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, the foreigners almost always have to.
So it's basically like just expect to fail your first time.
Exactly. You just kind of have to expect it. And that's, I'm thinking if I go back, that's something I'm going to have to think about too, isn't it?
That's actually kind of smart because then it forces the person to really pay attention the second time.
Yeah.
On some way, I can understand why they might do that, but it's also like, dude, if they pass and you're just being a butthole, like that's a butthole move.
Yep. It's one of those things. Or I may just decide to not get a license at all while I'm over there and just take trains. If I ever go back.
Changing these.
You know what I mean? Like just stupidly take trains all the time. I love trains. So, yep. Right? Yeah.
Lisa, what are you doing? What has caught your attention? She keeps. I wonder if there's like something stuck to the window, maybe. Come on, Miso. Miso, oh my gosh, you are creating so much trouble. Come on, commit.
That was a lot of talking right there.
Well, I moved my desk around so that she won't climb up using the windowsill, and she's doing
Right.
it anyway. And of course, cats aren't as graceful as they think they are, so she tends to knock stuff over when she
Mhm.
does. Don't sass me! You are not gonna jump down after I just picked you up from the windowsill. Alright, sit. That's her messing with my mic. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Silly Miso. Here, sit right here so you can look out the window in my lap. Now
If
you
at
can
first
stare at
you
whatever.
don't succeed, try doing what your sensei told you to do the first time.
We should try doing what you should have been doing.
Right? Your sensei told you not to do that, and you did it anyway. I'm in my section for Kudo stuff. All right. Not wrong.
Sorry, I got distracted for a minute there.
Oh,
I was
no, it's
replying
all
to
good.
somebody.
Does your guy have any scars or
Um,
tattoos?
Oh yeah, he's got lots of tattoos. He's got this one right here with like the eye. It's like the commitment to one of the gods that he serves. Miso, you need to chill. You need to decide what you want because you can't be jumping up and down. Man, she's so antsy tonight. I need to grab the laser pointer and go play. It's 12:30. Where's your zoomies, Miso? Where's your zoomies? Maybe she's just antsy today. Anyway, he's got a bunch of tattoos. He's got the one here on his lower arm. Or I mean left forearm. I actually have a similar, almost the same tattoo myself. I actually got it because of him. And then he has the one up here on his shoulder, his right shoulder. That's his commitment. So one's the commitment to the God of the Dead, one's commitment to God of Life, and then he's got these like facial ones. And scars? I don't think he has any scars. Not yet. He will, but not yet. As I like to say for my manga when I describe it to people, nobody is safe. Let's put it that way. There is no such thing as plot armor, even for my main character. He may have some extraordinary luck, but I've actually incorporated that into the story itself. He gets crazy good luck or crazy bad luck. So I've kind of intentionally incorporated that in. Just to make his life hell, because I feel like it. Just kidding, it's like part of the story. Like, it's relevant. I just like messing with him. I feel like there's too many instances of like plot armor in manga and anime that really bother me, where it's like, wow, that is just too convenient. Or like, one of the other things that's always bothered me is heroes can do horrible, terrible, awful things and like never pay repercussions for it, or they never like have suffered the consequences of their actions, be it good or bad. And Aros here is not safe from that, just because he's the main character. None of my characters are safe from that. I have multiple characters that don't make it to the end of the series. Because I don't believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the character.
If the story wants it, I'm willing to kill even my captain if I need to.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Yeah. What does the story need to be a good story?
Even
That's how I look at it.
I mean, if the story doesn't need it, I'm not going to do it unnecessarily, but if the story needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I learned that the hard way through reading manga. I mean, like, it's not, you know. The legendary cellist Pablo Casals was asked why he continued to practice cello at the age of 90, and he replied, "Because I think I'm making progress."
Oh. Yeah, I really liked, like, one good example of that is Finn from Adventure Time. I liked how he lost an entire arm. I'm like, wow, that's a huge character change throughout the story. But you didn't know it at the beginning. Unlike in, for example, Berserk, you know he's going to lose an arm at some point. You know, like, these horrible things are going to happen to him at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's a curiosity of like, oh, how does that happen to him? Versus when it's a surprise, you're like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that to happen to a character. Like, that's really cool. You know, not cool that like something bad happened to them, but that's cool that like your characters are treated as human beings and not magical gods that like nothing bad ever happens to them. Or they magically escape unharmed in some way. Or they magically get their arm back, or they magically get this back. You know, I don't like that. I've got characters that lose arms, lose out, don't make it to the end of the series. And they're major characters. Like, they're important, like, characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think in the end I will give Aros the happy ending in the sense that he can live with this. It's not his ideal ending. It's not what he wants. But I think it'll work really well for him. Because it'll teach him the lessons that if he were human, would need to learn.
Right.
So I think it'll work really well for him. It was crazy because I was listening to music the other day, and I was trying to figure out what ending I wanted for him. And it just randomly smacked me in the face. It was one of those eureka moments where I was just sitting there listening to music, just vibing, honestly. I wasn't even doing anything. And, like, you know how when you listen to music, like, you get movies that play in your head?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, this is really kind of cute. And then all of a sudden my brain did something and I was like, that's it! That's the answer! That's the ending! That's it! And so, like, I was like, I'm so satisfied with this because it's a perfect, like, middle ground ending that I feel like closes up loose ends, and is satisfying for all of the characters. And it took me 14 years to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. It took me 14 years to figure out the ending. So, like, hopefully that'll be, like, a fun trivia fact. But I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
And I really want to draw it out, honestly. Like, even if it's just, like, sketching it out, oh, I really want to do that. So, like, yeah.
Why didn't you refill your ADD medication before you ran out? Because I have ADD. I don't.
That's such a mood.
That is so true. It is so
That's such a mood.
real.
That was funny, actually. Because I forgot.
Well, that was.
I
actually had that discussion with my freaking doctor, and I'm glad he changed doctors because my original doctor, that was the thing, right? He was like, you have to call on the 1st of every month to reorder the medication because it's a controlled substance. And I'm like, I've had ADD for 50 years. I'm really sure it's not going to suddenly go away next month. So, I'm like, is there any way to do this? And he's like, well, no. And I'm like, because the problem I've got is I still wake up in 80 years. So by the time I remember that I need to do something about it, I'm going to have to go for many days without it. And then he was like, well, this is a life skill. You just need to make it work. I'm like,
that's so freaking ableist.
I'm like, I'm 50 years old, dude. If I can't get it to work by now, it's not like I'm going to suddenly get it to work.
That was so hella ableist.
And I get so frustrated with that, too.
It's like, okay, let me just turn my ADD brain off.
Yeah, I'm glad I can just do that because it's so useful to just be able to shut that down. How about that? How about we just do that?
Well, gee, if that's the case, then I guess I don't need this medication at all.
Right? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was an option.
No, this is an option. Basically. Wow, that's an option? I can just turn it off?
Who knew? Yeah. God. And it's so frustrating, too. It's like, really? That's where you're going with this one.
He has shells now for earrings.
All I've done this entire show tonight is just sort pictures. My primary picture thing is like.
Night, David.
Good night, David.
Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, for sure. I hate like as a I'm gonna get a little meh here. Like as a woman, I hate going to the doctor because every single time I go, it's like, have you tried losing weight? Have you tried not being a woman? It's just your hormones. No, sir. This lump of fat underneath my jaw is not just hormones. Can you please check it for cancer? And it's not cancer, thank God. It's just it's a lipoma. Which, guess what? You can only get rid of by surgery. Thank you. Yay. Like, it's not hormones. It's just a fat tumor.
If that's all it is, good.
Yeah.
That's an ADD thing. Like, oh, good. I can just make it go away. That's excellent.
Yeah. And yeah, there's literally nothing I can do about this. This thing on my face is there to stay until I get surgery for it. And it sucks, like, because as I lose weight, it'll become more apparent. It's hidden out because my face is so fat. So, you know, like, there is the possibility that as I lose weight, it might vanish, but it's not likely.
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry, have you tried not being a woman? Your state won't let me do that. So, no.
No. That's weird. So, you know.
I wanted to say that so bad, like, because he said it, he did say it jokingly. And I wanted to be like, are you joking? Like, and that's why I knew I had to change doctors. Because, you know, yeah, it's like, oh, you think this is funny? You think this is a trivial matter? Okay, bye.
Aw, it's a SETI eel. They're so cute.
Huh?
SETI eels are cute.
Oh.
I have one. It is one of my very precious things. I'll show it to you.
Third one from the V's. 3 of them?
See, it's my SETI eel. Isn't
Aww.
it cute? It's actually from the same mold. The mold that they made the other SETI eel in Star Trek 2.
That's really cool that it's all the same mold.
It's the same mold. Yeah, this was one of the other ones that they had popped out, but then they didn't need. And so I ended up finding it sort of hanging out in a guy's garage who used to work for Paramount. So on that shoot.
That's super cool.
And they needed like 6 or 7 of them so that they could break them. You know, because they knew they would break during the process. So
yeah.
And he had them and he sold it to me for $25, and I'm like, sold. So sold.
Heck yeah. That's amazing.
Right? I'm like, I'll take that. Right here, right now. I won't even stop. It's from the same mold as the other set of eels from Star Trek 2. I'm in. I'm so in. I'm such a geek.
That's okay though. Well, this is a safe place for geeks.
Yep. This is a geek safe space. what's important. I don't know. I think we'd be very different friends if we weren't geeks, one way or another.
Oh, your chair only lasts about 5 years? Dang. That's gotta be frustrating.
That is frustrating.
To have to fight for a new one every so many years.
Mm-hmm.
My dad has had to fight for his VA benefits because of all the injuries that he has. And he finally won the fight for his own benefits that he literally got hurt for. And it's crazy what they make you do to get the benefits that you've earned by getting hurt. Mm-hmm.
Like, that shouldn't be a fight. That bothers me a lot.
Yeah. It's like, if you're gonna take my money, like, you should at least give it to the veterans that you're making do these things. They end up getting them hurt in the first place.
Right.
Oof. Yeah, it's time for a new one.
Well, but I also know that you travel a lot with it, so that's kind of cool. And so it's a rough ride. You go upstairs, not upstairs, but like there's a lot of like thresholds and things like that you go over, I'm sure. So that's pretty hard on those machines because it's a lot of bumping and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true. What do I want to put there? Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, Oscar Wilde made a quote that said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. There's two parts to it. And the actual full quote is, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. That last part's important.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I find a lot of quotes like that were edited.
Mm-hmm.
And the actual meaning is either very anti-government, anti-capitalist, like feels like the phrases were changed according to particular agendas.
Right. Mm-hmm. It was that way with Dad too, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that hard. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, people shouldn't have to fight for basic things they've earned.
right? That was one of the things that made me extra like gripey and mad. Was like, Dad got full benefits because of the nature of what he was doing. He got, because he was in Nam effectively, but he wasn't actually in Nam. He was just, in that sort of zone there of Nam. It was like, well, but then it becomes one of those things where they didn't give other people benefits because after that they were like, well, you weren't in Nam. It's like, okay, come on. They still did the job,
Yeah, I still did the thing.
right? They still did the thing. So, 5 minutes. I don't know. Put money on it though. Whether their Yakuza have Pikachu or something like that on there, tattooed on them.
Usually isn't the tattoos associated with the specific group of Yakuza that you're associated with?
Yeah. Yakuza. Hey, JMB Studios, how you doing? Good night.
Hey, Jimmy, what's up? You're probably from my stream.
Yeah.
How you doing? Heal. Where's some more God's Bane stuff?
As always, that's just our.
Yeah. I've kind of sort of been playing with a rewrite of Onami as well. Because I really want to, now that I don't have to rush it, I can take my time with it. That was the manga that I did for the Jump Tezuka contest forever ago. Now that I actually have time for it, I'd love to redo it. And make it look awesome.
I think I am almost out of here, though. I am running rapidly out of steam.
That's fair. I'm getting kind of hungry myself. Considering I've spent most of the day sleeping, I'm not really eating much today.
Also fair. All right. Well, I'm giving up on this. I've spent too much time on it. But I'll stand up for a minute.
You're sorting?
Yeah, my sorting. Well, I'm not spending too much time on sorting. I just spent too much time tonight. It still needs to be done because I'm out of space on my swap drive. Which is why I'm doing this. Because I need to reclaim the space on my swap drive. So it's
nice.
All right. Well, my friend, I think I am going to move along.
Okay.
So, All right, and thank you for joining us tonight, J&B Studios. Donald, you were here. That was awesome. And we had, of course, David here as well, and Nightbot way too many times. And then we had Sweet Key or Sweet, I'm not sure which one. And Peugeot was here, in Evac, Tats, Alfie, and we had Brent. And these are all the folks that were here. And Colton was here for like 2 whole things. So, anyway, there you go. Thank you all for being here today. We really appreciate you. And again, I'm not going to be broadcasting tomorrow, either tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. And we don't broadcast again until Sunday night. So, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend out there. Thank you again for joining me, Kat. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.